All right, so in this video, we're going to be looking at rounding decimals. So I've got the tips filled in. When you're rounding decimals, you want to find the place value that you are rounding, and I recommend box or underline it. And then you're going to look to the value to the right of that to tell you whether it stays the same or it rounds up. If it's 5 or larger, the place value is going to round up. If it's 4 or less, the place value is going to stay the same. So here is my first example, 203.651 to the nearest hundreds. So I already went ahead and labeled the hundred spot. There's our hundreds place value. I'm going to look to the value to the right, and because that 0 is 4 or less, it is going to stay the same. And what's going to stay the same? The 2 is. So this will round off to 200. Okay, the next one, 203.651, same number, but now it says to round to the nearest hundredths. Hundredths is going to be 2 decimal places. So I went ahead and highlighted that digit. You're going to look to the number to the right. Because that thing is 4 or less, it's going to stay the same, which means I'm going to have 203.65. Okay, the next one, 203.651 to the nearest tens. I went ahead and highlighted that that place value. Look to the number to the right. Because that is 4 or less, it's going to stay the same. So that thing is also going to round off to 200 because this value is staying the same at 0. And then the rest of them kind of turn to 0. Number 4, 203.651 to the nearest tenths place. With that TH, that means it is 1 decimal place. So I went ahead and I highlighted that one. I'm going to look to the digit to the right. The digit to the right is 5 or greater. So that means this thing is going to round up. And so that 6 is going to turn to a 7. And then all the numbers to the left stay the same. To the right go to 0, but I don't need to write 0.700. I can just write that as 0.7. All right, and then the last one, 203.651 to the nearest units, or the ones place. So I went ahead and highlighted that one. I'm going to look to the place value to the right. That thing is 5 or greater, so it's going to round up as well, which is going to give me 204. And so there is your examples of rounding. With mental math, the reason we use this, with mental math, you're going to round the numbers up or down to whole numbers and then add those quickly and see if the answer looks right. So for example, if I am adding these 2 digits, if I want to quickly check if they're right, I can just round these down to whole numbers or up. So 2.40 would round to 2. And then 3.75 would round to 4. And then 2 plus 4 is going to give me 6. So my answer should be about 6. This just is going to help you catch some common mistakes of if you got an answer of 16 because you forgot to line up your decimal places, you would be able to check that because this should be about 4.